I think I just need space. That's what Emma said, arms crossed, eyes never quite meeting mine, as if those 5 words weren't about to undo 7 years of our life together. It sounded harmless enough, something temporary, like a pause button. But somewhere deep inside, I knew better. When someone says they need space, they don't mean they need air. They mean they need someone else to breathe it with. For a while, I told myself we were fine. We'd had good years, laughing over burnt pasta, road trips with bad playlists, quiet evenings that used to feel safe. But lately, it had all started to fade. She worked later. Her phone became her shadow. Texts came in after midnight with a screen turned just far enough away. The woman who used to fall asleep with her head on my chest now flinched when I reached for her. The night before she left, we sat on the couch watching a movie neither of us cared about. I put my arm around her. She stiffened. "Emma," I whispered, "are we okay?" Her smile was thin, rehearsed. "Of course we are." But her eyes were already gone. 2 days later, she packed a bag, said she'd stay with Mia for a while, just to clear my head. I wanted to argue, to beg her to stay, but the words never made it out. Maybe pride stopped me. Maybe exhaustion. "If that's what you need," I said, "take all the space you want." She hesitated at the door, like she was waiting for me to fight for her. I didn't. She left. The sound of the door closing was polite. Too polite for an ending. At first, I believed her. I told myself this was temporary, that she'd come back when she missed me. But as days turned to weeks, things stopped making sense. Calls went unanswered after 9 p.m. Texts came slower, colder. When I finally called Mia, her confusion was instant. "She's not here, Liam. I thought she was home with you." That's when the truth began to take shape. The truth I didn't want to see. I sat on the living room floor, phone shaking in my hand, staring at nothing. I already knew what I was about to find, but I still opened her laptop. She hadn't logged out. The email subject line read, "Last night was perfect red art." There were dozens of messages, photos, hotel receipts. His name was Alex. The co-worker she'd said was just helping her with a project. Reading those words was like being flayed alive from the inside. She told him the same thing she used to tell me. How his voice made her feel safe. How she hadn't been this happy in years. How she was finally finding the courage to tell me. The next morning, I didn't go to work. I didn't move. Her favorite mug sat on the counter. "Love you to the moon and back." The irony hit hard. She was already galaxies away. When she finally came home days later, she acted like nothing had happened. "Hey," she said softly. "How have you been?" "Fine." I lied. She smiled, humming a song as she made tea. I watched her like she was a stranger wearing my wife's skin. After dinner, I said, "Let's take a drive." She hesitated but agreed. We drove toward the lake, the same place I once told her I wanted forever. The sky was heavy with rain. Her phone buzzed in her lap, lighting up with a name I already knew. "Alex." Her fingers twitched toward it. "Who's Alex?" I asked quietly. Silence. "Liam, it's not what you think." "Then tell me what it is." Her eyes filled with tears. "I didn't mean to hurt you. I felt trapped. We stopped being this a long time ago." "So you found someone else to make you feel alive?" "I'm sorry," she whispered. "I just needed space." I almost laughed. "Yeah, you got that." We stopped by the lake. Rain started to fall, slow and steady, tapping the roof. "Tell me the truth," I said. "Were you ever planning to come back?" She didn't answer, and in that silence, something in me finally let go. It wasn't rage. It was relief. The kind that comes when you realize you've been clinging to a ghost. I reached into my jacket and handed her an envelope. "What's this?" she asked. "Your space," I said. "Inside were the signed divorce papers." Her breath caught. "Liam." "Don't," I said softly. "You wanted space. I'm giving it to you. All of it." I drove her home in silence. The rain blurred the windows, washing away the last pieces of us. When we reached her driveway, she turned to me, tears streaking her face. "I never wanted it to end like this." "Neither did I," said. But love doesn't survive in half-truths. She stepped out, disappearing into the rain. I sat there until the door closed behind her, then drove off with no destination, just a road, and the sound of my heart learning how to beat alone again. It's been 6 months since that night. I live in a small apartment now. Quiet, peaceful, sometimes too quiet, but it's mine. I don't check her social media anymore. I don't wonder where she is or who she's with. I heard it didn't last with Alex. Maybe she finally got all the space she wanted. And me? I'm breathing again. Because when someone shows you they'd rather drift than hold on, you stop chasing. You let them go. You give them space forever. Sometimes the cruelest gift you can give someone is exactly what they asked for.